For 3 years, every time his children asked about their future, he smiled and said it was taken care of. He was lying. He had been stealing from their college fund since the month his youngest started kindergarten. His name was Robert. He was a good father in every way except one. And that one way was enough to change everything. When it was discovered, his daughter was 16, his son was 13. The college fund had $400 left in it. There had been $87,000. Robert and his wife Karen opened the college fund when their daughter was born. They were 28, proud, careful, responsible. They contributed every month for 11 years. Robert worked in sales, commission-based. Good years were very good. Bad years were very bad. He had learned to hide the bad years from Karen. He had always managed the family finances. Karen trusted him completely. She had her own career as a nurse with long shifts. He handled the accounts. That arrangement had worked for 15 years. The gambling started at a work conference in Vegas. Not casinos, sports betting. His colleague showed him an app. He won $400 on his first night. He flew home thinking about the next bet. Sports betting felt different from gambling to him. It felt like analysis, like his sales skills applied to statistics. He was good at reading people. Surely he could read a game. For 4 months, he used only his own spending money. He won some, lost more, but kept it contained. Then came the bad sales quarter. He transferred $2,000 from the college fund. He told himself it was a loan. He would replace it before Karen ever saw the statement. He lost the $2,000 in 3 days. He transferred $3,000 more to win it back. He lost that too. He won $6,000 on a Thursday night. He put $5,000 back into the fund. He kept $1,000. He told himself the system was working. Over the next 3 years, the pattern repeated hundreds of times. Transfer, bet, lose, win occasionally, transfer more. The fund drained like a slow leak nobody could hear. He managed the statements so Karen never saw them. He had set up the account, he controlled the login, the paper statements, the email notifications, all of it went to him. His daughter was 13 when he started. She talked about pre-med at dinner, about which universities had good biology programs. He listened and nodded and said, "We've got it covered." His son wanted to study engineering. He had a poster of MIT on his bedroom wall. Robert had told him, "If you get the grades, we'll make it work." He said this in year 2 of stealing. Karen noticed Robert was stressed, but assumed it was work. She covered extra shifts to ease the financial pressure. Her extra income went into the household account. Robert moved some of it to betting. He had a therapist for 18 months during this period. He talked about work stress, about pressure, about feeling like he was failing his family. He never mentioned the betting. In year 2, he had a 6-week winning streak. He won $22,000. He put $15,000 back into the fund. He spent the rest. He told Karen business had been good. The winning streak ended. He chased it. He always chased it. In the 8 weeks after the streak, he lost $31,000, most of it from the fund. His daughter turned 15. Her school hosted a college fair. She came home with brochures. She spread them on the kitchen table. He sat with her for 2 hours going through them. That night, after she went to bed, he checked the fund balance in $23,000, down from $87,000. He sat with that number for a long time. He thought about telling Karen that night. He sat on the edge of the bed and almost said it. She was asleep. He told himself tomorrow. He did not tell her tomorrow. In year 3, the betting escalated. He needed larger wins to replace what was gone. Larger bets, higher risk. The math was impossible, but he kept doing it. His son made the honor roll. Robert took the family to celebrate. He paid with a credit card that was almost maxed. He ordered champagne for the table. Karen found a betting app on his phone in month 31. She thought it was fantasy football. She teased him about it. He laughed. She let it go. Month 34. The fund had $4,200. His daughter was 16 and had begun asking when they could start the college application process. Karen suggested they review the fund together. He said he would pull up the account. He went to the home office. He sat at the computer for 11 minutes. Then he walked back to the kitchen and told his wife the truth. Karen's first response was silence. Not the silence of calm, the silence of a person whose entire understanding of their life is being rewritten in real time. She asked him to show her the account. She watched the transaction history scroll for 3 years. She didn't speak. He didn't speak. The children were sent to their rooms. His daughter came downstairs at 11 p.m. She had heard enough through the walls. She stood in the kitchen doorway and asked, "Is my college money gone?" Robert said yes. She went back upstairs without saying anything else. That silence was harder for Robert than anything Karen said that night. Karen asked him to leave the house that night. Not in anger, in clarity. She said she needed to think without him in it. He packed a bag and went to a hotel. He sat in a hotel room and called his brother. He told him everything. His brother was quiet for a long time. Then he said, "How did you think this was going to end?" His son called him the next morning. He was 13. He said, "Dad, are you a gambling addict?" Robert said, "Yes." His son said, "Okay, what happens now?" Robert didn't know. Karen met with a lawyer 3 days later, not for divorce, for financial assessment. She needed to know the full damage before she made any decisions. Total financial damage, $127,000 over 3 years. The college fund, credit cards, a personal loan he had taken without telling her. Karen had worked extra shifts for 3 years. Some of that money is in this number. Robert checked himself into a gambling addiction treatment program. Not because Karen asked him to, because his son had asked, "What happens now?" And Robert finally had an answer. Karen told the children while he was in treatment. The full truth, age appropriately. Her daughter was 16, her son was 13. She believed they deserved to understand what had happened to their future. His daughter cried for the first time that night, not in front of Karen alone in her room. She cried for the pre-med plan, the universities, the future she had built in her head since she was 10. Robert completed a 30-day inpatient program. He returned home to a different house. Not different walls, different atmosphere. The children were polite, Karen was civil, nobody was warm. Karen did not file for divorce. She said she was choosing to see if repair was possible. She said this was not forgiveness. It was a decision. The difference mattered to her. Robert attended Gamblers Anonymous every day for the first year. He got a sponsor. He called him at uncomfortable hours. The sponsor answered every time. He gave Karen full control of every financial account. She managed everything. He received an allowance from his own salary. He did not complain about this arrangement. His daughter's relationship with him was the slowest to rebuild. She was civil. She ate dinner with the family. She did not seek him out. He did not pressure her. He waited. He worked extra hours and opened a new college fund. He deposited $500 every month. At that rate, his daughter would have $18,000 by the time she started university. Not $87,000. $18,000. His daughter applied for scholarships, 14 of them. She wrote every essay herself. She got 3. Between scholarships, loans, and the rebuilt fund, she made it work. She was accepted to her first choice university, pre-med. She told Robert by leaving the acceptance letter on the kitchen table. No conversation, just the letter. He went to her room and knocked. She opened the door. He said, "I'm proud of you." She said, "I know." She closed the door. That was the conversation. It was enough. Karen and Robert are still married, 4 years after the discovery. It is not the same marriage. They both know that. They are building something different from the ruins of the original. His son, now 17, asked him once, "Did you ever think about us when you were doing it?" Robert said, "Every time, and I did it anyway." That's what addiction does. Robert has been sober from gambling for 4 years. He still goes to GA weekly. He says the weekly meeting is not about stopping, it's about remembering why he stopped. His daughter started university this fall, pre-med. She called him from her dorm on the first night. They talked for 20 minutes about ordinary things. She called him dad the whole time. Robert stole $87,000 from his children's future. He spent 3 years lying to the people who trusted him most. He has spent 4 years trying to be worth trusting again. He is not finished. He will not be finished. That is the work now every day for the rest of his life.